Hello everyone, welcome to this week's episode of Star Watch, which is a weekly astrological transit report. For those of you who are new here, my name is Jane. So let's go ahead and delve right in here because this week we've got some cool stuff going on. First and foremost, we have an eclipse tonight, which is a total solar eclipse with the new moon. We have the sun coming into Taurus tomorrow. And on the 21st, we have Mercury stationing retrograde officially. So for those of you who are a part of my Soul Seekers group, please don't forget to log in because I just did like a whole 20-minute thing on the eclipse specifically and how to really use that and leverage that. And for everyone else, though, I'm going to keep it really short and sweet. This is an excellent week for you to really sit back and think about who it is that you want to become and what actions need to be taken in order to become that person. Okay? And because this eclipse is ruled by Mars, and I also don't want to take this eclipse out of context. We have to put it in context with the full moon eclipse, which is happening on May 5th. Now, we will talk more about that, obviously, as we get there. But both of these eclipses are ruled by Mars, right? Aries is Mars ruled and Scorpio is traditionally ruled by Mars. So that initiating, setting fire to things, moving forward, making decisions, being a little bit impulsive is actually maybe a good thing, right? Especially if you don't normally act impulsively. Sometimes we say, oh, that's like dumb, but there are times when it's actually a smart thing to do that, to be impulsive, to just go for it, to initiate, to make something happen. Because what's on the line here is kind of like your future self. Who do you want to become? And now some people are really happy with where they are, but and I use this as an example with my Soul Seekers group as well. You know, I said, for me, it's just getting my garden up and running. And that's it. And I have like all the stuff that I need to get my planter boxes going, but I got to get the dirt. I got to get certain tools for everything. I got to get the seeds and all that. Like there are things that I still need to do. And so this is the week I'm like, all right, I'm going to freaking sit down. I'm going to go outside and I'm just going to get this done. Because if I want to be the type of person that likes to garden, I have to start gardening, right? If you want to be the type of person that has this really powerful multi-million-dollar business, well, you got to do the things that it takes to build that kind of a business. And if there are things that you need to change and maybe you've been stubbornly hanging on to like some type of an idea or a concept of like, well, this is how it should be done. This is a week where I think you can loosen the reins a little bit and say, you know what, I don't care how it gets done. I just want to make sure it gets done. And if I need to change course or make different decisions or associate with different people or whatever the case is, I'm going to do that because this goal matters to me. Who do you want to become? All right. We have an identity component with Aries, and then we have a transformational component with Scorpio on May 5th. So the identity and then the transformation that it's going to take to become that person. So over the next couple of weeks, I'm not saying you have to do all this tonight, but over the next couple of weeks, I would recommend sitting down with yourself and really thinking hard about who you want to become. And I think keeping it in the context of becoming, which is like a process, you don't get so overwhelmed with whether you are that thing or not. You can lock in, and I think that's actually a good thing for most of the time, most of life. It's good to lock into the process of building, becoming, developing, growing, evolving, right? Locking into that process kind of makes it more manageable and therefore more likely that you are going to succeed. This eclipse is also in aspect with Pluto, which is also a ruler of Scorpio in modern Western astrology. So Pluto has a say-so here as well. This is a very, very, very close square going on here with Pluto. And he is also preparing for a retrograde. He's starting to slow. Well, he's already started to slow down. He is basically barely moving at this point. And once he officially retrogrades on May 1st, which is right in between the eclipse cycle, once he retrogrades, that transformational energy goes boom, straight inside. So it's kind of poetic, if you will, that we have a Pluto retrograde and then 4 days later, we have that full moon in Scorpio eclipse, which is connected with Pluto, okay? So you are committing now to a process. And what's so beautiful about this too is once the sun comes into Taurus, boom, this is about the hard work that it's going to take to become that. You know, Taurus, especially in the northern hemisphere, right, is connected with springtime. Well, actually, not even in the northern hemisphere, regardless, right? After the spring equinox, which is Aries, so wherever you are, we then have Taurus as the second month of spring. So the second month of spring is when everything really starts to come to life. This is when, for most people, the snow is gone, the trees are starting to bloom and blossom, and everything is in that full-blown process of coming back to life fully, okay? So sun coming into Taurus and then immediately coming into this connection with the North Node is really amplifying that clicking into alignment thing that we're going to have going on. This moon is really setting that tone for true alignment, okay? And Mercury, with his retrograde, which is happening on the 21st, is making it easier for us to change. It's making it easier because Uranus is here to really rattle the cage. If you have been feeling agitated, that is a good thing. If you have had inconveniences, that is a good thing. It's getting you out of the comfort zone. It's getting you into a place of development. And this is not a time where we should be like, I just want to go back and be comfortable again. I wish that I wish I could just go back to how it was a couple of months ago or whatever the case is. This is a time to look forward only. And as we start to build and work under the umbrella of Taurus, and our mind starts working in new kinds of ways, we are opening ourselves up to an entirely new world that we ourselves are creating. Okay? This week is a pivot type of a week. It's a pivotal week, I guess we could say, if I'm using my English properly. It is a pivotal week. And Mars down here in Cancer, even though he's technically in his fall position, he is all about, this is still a cardinal sign, right? Cancer is cardinal, and cardinal brings everything in. It is a big rush of energy. Mars, I think, has been waiting for this eclipse and just saying, okay, come on, let's really, really get this going. And if you're feeling completely fed up with a certain situation in your life, this is the time to find a way out. 100%. This is a time to find the way out. For many people, not all of you, and I think this came out a lot in the April astrology readings that I posted back on April 10th or something. A lot of the astrology now is supporting finding a way. Quote unquote, finding a way. And that's going to mean different things for different people, but a path is being revealed. But a path will not be revealed if you're just sitting back and waiting. Okay? So having that sense of identity and that sense of who you want to become, and then really backing that up with actually doing things that align with that, that is when the path is going to start to show itself. So, and I think Venus here in Gemini is also placing substantial value on the transition. Gemini being one of the most flexible, mutable, changeable signs. Actually, I would say it's the most, rivaled only by Virgo. Okay? but it is so it's because of the Mercury rulership, by the way. It's just so bendable and mutable and so adaptable. And it doesn't hold fast to anything. So you are capable right now of actually making the change. There is nothing that is locking you in except for maybe the narrative you tell yourself. And with Saturn still here, he is also in a sextile and a trine. He's an aspect basically with the nodes, and these are really positive aspects. And him being in Pisces is helping us to unravel and dissolve certain structures, making way for this new person that we are meant to become to start to emerge and start to blossom. There's a lot of support for us right now astrologically. Not everyone is having an easy time, so I just want to validate you. I know that astrologically, some people might be getting hit really hard with what's going on right now, but it is supportive. Sometimes we don't look at negative circumstance and see how they're supporting you, but they are, okay? Because they are challenging and pushing you and forcing you, for some of us, forcing us to take the bull by the horns, right? Sun comes into Taurus, we take the bull by the horns, we get some semblance of control, and we bulldoze our way into our future. There's no stopping the people who are really determined, and that's a beautiful thing. There's no stopping the people who are determined. The people who are going to let fear win, Jupiter and Aries still, you're just not going to really feel that connected with your life. You're not going to feel very fulfilled by your life because you're leaving something on the table and you know it, right? You're leaving some aspect of your potential on the table. You're walking away too soon and you know it. So this is a time for you to just be that person. You be it by doing the things. It's probably not going to feel that different or feel that great. And yeah, it may even be hard. Personally, a couple of months ago, I decided to start working out with a personal trainer at the gym. I have to go today in about 30 minutes, I have to leave. Every single day, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, I'm like, oh my gosh, I do not want to go. I want to cancel. It is so hard. It is so, because I've been sedentary for like 2 years, but it is so hard for me to go, but it's what I want, And so it's like, well, it's like the cost benefit. The benefit way outweighs the cost. And that's all you need to know sometimes. Okay? So it is a big week. Good luck, everyone. You guys know I love you. I'll talk to you soon. Take care.